Welcome to Walk the Line. One of your hosts, OG Chris Murray, giving you the Dynasty Man League Week 4 Golden Picks. But man, I couldn't do the show alone. I got a star cast with me today, man. First co-host on the show is Westside Pablo, the owner of the New York Giants. What's going on, Westside Pablo?
What's up, man? How you doing? How's everybody doing today?
Man, doing good, man. Glad to have you on Walk the Line. Next up, our next co-host that will be joining us today, we got Marizi, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts. What's going on, Marizi?
Hey, what's going on, man? Happy to be here. First time.
Next up, we got Bruce, man, the owner, my division mate, the owner of the Baltimore Ravens. What's going on, Bruce?
What's going on, OG? Glad to be a part of the show. Appreciate y'all having me today.
All right, man. We all on the show, man. You know what we do, man. Every show, what we do is we come together and we pretty much pick on every game in the DML, who you think going to win, who you think is going to come out, put it all online and get the W moving on to the next week. So without further hold the people up, let's dive right into these picks. First up, we got the Schemer and the New England Patriots versus SJ and the Houston Texans. Now, this matchup right here is, like I said, in my last episode of Walk the Line, this game right here gives me that playoff matchup vibe. You got the Schemer and those New England Patriots who seem every single season, like I mentioned last show, is kicking it up a notch every single season, And you got SJ on the other hand with those Houston Texans who missed the playoffs last year, and right now they're playing alright football. I wouldn't say they're playing high caliber football right now, but this is a matchup right that both of these guys will have to win because the AFC is so tight. Vegas has the Houston Texans favored by 11.5 points. So I'm going to go to you with the first pick, and you give your thoughts right now. What's our Pablo on who you think is going to win this game and why?
I think the Texans might have to pull this one out. It's not even a question if they are going to. I feel like they have to keep their playoff hopes alive in that tight AFC race. How it is every season is real tight all the way the whole season.
Now,
so I think I got the Texans on this one.
So now, do you got the spread? Vegas has them favored by 7.5. You got him with the line, or you just got him just winning the game straight up?
I think they'll pick straight up. I'll go pick straight up.
Okay.
Straight up win.
Okay. So we got one person going with the Houston Texans in this matchup. Bruce, man, you next up. What's your thoughts on this game, and who do you think is coming into Week 5 with that W?
Well, I think we're looking at a possible wild card matchup right here. Schemer, the past couple years, has played pretty well. SJ has been right on the edge of making the playoffs. And I think that with Expert and the Jags being down this year, I think this is his year he takes over the division.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see with I've watched SJ streams and that defense and Camus Grugier-Hill. That dude just catches picks. He's a ball magnet. I think we're going to see a lot of the same. Schemer likes to take a lot of chances. He's not scared to throw in the tight windows, and I think that can be a double-edged sword. It can be good for you and be bad for you, but SJ seems to capitalize off of turnovers and really control the clock. So I think this game favors him.
Okay, so we got two people tipping the meter to the Houston Texans. But really, who do you got in this matchup getting the W going into Week 5?
I'm actually going to go with the Patriots just because the Patriots are scoring right now, have 68 points scored on offense. And I think the Texans, their defense allowed 27. So I feel like they're allowing a lot of points. And I feel the Patriots are going to come in and, give them that high-power offense. And it's going to be too much for SJ.
Yeah, I'm leaning in the same direction with you, Marizi. I want to have to go with the Patriots in this matchup. The reason why is because right now, SJ offense is not clicking. They ranked in the bottom of the league in all categories. Only put up a total of, 14 points per game. And he's facing a guy that just came off of a tie-in game because I think the Schemer and the Patriots, they tied with the Raiders. It was 13-13. So I think the Schemer, is going to put some of his offense, go back to the basics, and put that together heading into this matchup and getting a W going into week 5, man. So we got 2 guys going with the Patriots and 2 guys going with the Texans. Moving on, we got Tone and the Oakland Raiders versus Flair and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, this game right here, pretty much, this is a no-brainer to me. I don't care if Vegas said the line was 30. Had the Oakland Raiders favored by 30. I'm going with the Raiders. There's no need to even me sit here to try to break this matchup down. But what's your guys' thoughts? I'm going to go with you first, Westside Pablo. What's your thoughts on this Oakland Raiders versus the Steelers matchup and who you got winning going into week 5?
I think it's a 98% lock for the Raiders to get this W. I mean, at least 98, right? But, I mean, you know, it's Madden. Anything could happen. Some people, they have their day. So maybe it's time for the Steelers to get this dub. Maybe you could pull an upset, but I think I got the Raiders for a lock on this one.
All right, so we got the Raiders. Now, Bruce, this is your division meet, man. Do you think this right here is the actual game that means anything, or this is pretty much a practice game for Tone and those Raiders?
Man, it's a practice game, man. Let's be real. Shout out to Flair, though, man. He is one of our division mates. But with him being one of our division mates, we see him 2 times a year, and to be honest, I ain't really saw nothing yet. So I think it's pretty much going to be a let me work on my stock playbook game. Let me do some crazy blitzes. Let me just do all the stuff I wouldn't normally do for Tone, man. This is a wrap.
So I'm taking it. You taking the Raiders going into week 5 too with the W. Bruce, you still there, Bruce?
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. I got.
Yeah, so you
popped off. Yeah, man. Tone's got that, man. That's locked up.
All right, so we're going on 2 more reasons. So we got 3 people right now with the meter tipping to the Oakland Raiders. Is you gonna be that wild card person that take a chance with Flair, or you rocking out with us with the Oakland Raiders? What's your thoughts on this matchup?
Definitely Raiders, man. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Mason Rudolph. He has 10 interceptions, 0 touchdowns. That says it all for me right there.
So we got the whole cast, man, is going with the Oakland Raiders getting a W in this practice mode game. Moving on, we got Westside Pablo and the New York Giants versus Nasty Noob and Atlanta Falcons. Now, the sun is shining out there in New York, man. The first couple seasons, you know, New York didn't seem like that team that what we expected coming into this cycle, but it seemed like the sun is shining out there in New York. You know, you got that rookie monster wide receiver who's balling out. You got OBJ who's healthy, who's coming off of a crazy injury last year that set him out probably like 33 weeks or something like that. So that offense right now is balling out. You know, things just seem to be clicking out there in New York, and you got struggling Atlanta Falcons team, you know, in this matchup who just can't seem to get things right now. You know, they seem to be putting their own foot in their mouth right now. But I'm gonna go to you first, Westside Pablo. What's your thoughts on this matchup with you facing the Atlanta Falcons this week?
I think it's gonna be a tough one. I think all time against Snoop, I'm probably 1-0 or 1-1. Okay. So I mean, it's pretty even. It's never been one-sided. It's always 4 points, a touchdown, 1 possession game. So I don't sleep on the Atlanta Falcons. I know they have some weapons over there on defense and a lot of speed at linebacker, but I think we pull this one out in New York. I think we roll with the momentum in the first quarter of the season, 3-1.
Okay. So we got Westside Pablo taking this New York Giants. Bruce, I'm leaning in your way. What's your thoughts on this game and who you got getting a W going into week 5?
Game. I think this is going to be one of the tighter games of the week. I really like what Pablo's been doing on offense. I really like what Noop's been doing defensively, man. Ever since Gels is paired up with Tack over there, those guys have been wreaking havoc. It's tough for me because I think it's going to come down to, can that Atlanta offense produce? Can you get Julio going? You know, can he get that run game going? Because I think that's where it's going to be decided. It's going to be on seeing what Atlanta can produce on offense. But with that being said, I got the Giants taking this one, man. I'm really impressed with that new receiver and how he's got everything going, and he's even been doing it out without Saquon. So I got the Giants winning a close one.
Okay. Maurice, you up, man? What's your thoughts on this game and who you got getting a W going into week 5?
It's a tough one just because I played both of them and I know they're both tough opponents. But looking at the stats and looking at the last few games, it looks like Matt Ryan is panicking. He doesn't have any protection because he has 7 interceptions, 1 touchdown. I don't know if it's the O-line that's not giving him protection and he feels uncomfortable. And that's really going to affect them in the offense. I'm going to go with the Giants on this one.
Yeah, in this matchup right here, man, I think that, it's going to come down to, like, just to piggyback off what Bruce said, man. Can that Atlanta Falcons team figure out how to get the offense going? Because right now you got the Giants offense, man, who's pretty much basically ranked top 10 in all categories. But the number one thing that stands out to me about this New York Giants team is they averaging 29 points per game. So this is a team that, you're going to have to figure out how to slow down their offense. And right now, man, they're balling on a whole different level. Like I said, man, the sun is shining right now out there in New York. But with my pick, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons. I think that this will be the week that Nuke, he's at home, he's in the dome, he's in the atmosphere where he's comfortable with that. He's going to feed off that home crowd energy and get things going back into the right direction. And his secondary is ranked right now 3rd in passing yards allowed. So I think that he's going to come out with a solid game plan, man. So with my pick, man, I'm going to have to go against the Cash. I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons, getting the W, going into week 5. Next up, we got C-Rob and the Carolina Panthers versus 85 in the back-to-back Super Bowl champs, New Orleans Saints. This game right here is pretty much a must-win for the Panthers. The reason why I'm saying this is because of this right here. This is a guy that you're potentially going to play against. Well, you're going to play against him again later on down the road, which is division meet for one. And 2, this is a guy that could potentially be in your way of you making your path to the Super Bowl. As simple as that. So I think that the Carolina Panthers is going to have to figure out in this matchup how to pretty much put together a solid game plan, slowing down this high-powered New Orleans Saints offense, but also figure out how to crack the safe cool against that defense who does not allow up nearly a lick of anything. But what's your thoughts on this game right here, Bruce? And who do you think getting a W going into week 5?
Man, OG, I think this is going to the Saints. I don't think that it'll be a blowout because at this point in the cycle, we're all familiar with our division mates. C-Rob can definitely play. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like maybe if C-Rob can that rock to Christian McCaffrey a little bit more, man, and maybe he'd have a chance. Because when you play against a user like 85, you got to control the clock, man. Mm-hmm. Not meaning you have to run the clock, but you have to dictate the tempo of the game. If you can't dictate the tempo of the game, you're going to be in it for a long time. So I think we see what we've come accustomed to see from the back-to-back champs, and Saints take it comfortably.
Okay. And Reezy, what's your thoughts on this game right here, man? Who do you think getting the W going into week 5?
I pretty much think that's going to be Addy and the Saints just because he has one of the best defenses I've ever seen. He can adjust to anything pretty much. I've seen him come back from 30 points, 20 points, and I don't know. I just feel like his defense is just too good for the Carolina Panthers right now.
Okay. What's up, Pablo? What's your thoughts on this matchup right here? Who do you think getting a W going into week 5?
I got the Saints with a maybe 2-possession win.
Ooh, dang, 2 possessions?
I feel like the Panthers defense sometimes can step up, and I feel like they've seen each other enough. But I mean, it's like one of those things where it's either a 2-possession loss for the Panthers or a blowout nugget win for the Saints. So, I mean, I still got the Saints though comfortably. That's an easy matchup for me.
So you projecting Nuggets to be handed out this game or donuts?
I can see Nuggets. I think Panthers have enough on offense to not get a donut.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with y'all too, man. I'm gonna lock it up with the 4-for-4 pick. I'm definitely thinking that the Saints is definitely going to get this matchup done. The reason why is because not the offense, man. Like Marizi said, the defense is just crazy out there in New Orleans. Like, after watching him come back in that last Super Bowl victory over the New York Jets, it's just hard to pick against this dude. you get some teams that come out after winning the Super Bowl to get into a little Super Bowl slump, but it seems like it just makes this team drive even more crazy, man, because they come out every single season, just balling like a team on a mission. And right now, that defense is ranked second in points allowed, only giving up 10, eighth in total yards allowed, only giving up 224 yards, and his user skills is just crazy. So I don't think looking at his team as far as the roster and as far as stick skills, T-Rob can go toe to toe with him. So I'm with y'all on this one. Got the Saints 2 getting a W going into week 5. Moving on, we got Andy Forrest and those Chargers versus the big homie and the Cincinnati Bengals. Now the Chargers last week, took a loss to division mate JB and those Denver Broncos. It was a good game. If y'all didn't tune into it. But he took a tough loss. That's a win that I know that, he wanted to have because the AFC is just so tight. But being as though that majority of the team is starting off so sluggish, you might potentially have a possible shot getting a wild card slot. But do you guys think this is a must-win for the Chargers or this is a must-win for the Bengals? I'm going to go to you first, Rizzy, on this one. What's your thoughts on this matchup when we did get the W?
I think this is going to be a must-win for the Bengals, but I think that the Chargers are going to come on top just because, he has that Super Bowl experience and he has a lot of players on offense that I don't think the Bengals defense has enough to be able to cover them or even stop Eckler in the rushing game.
Gotcha. So you're taking the Bengals. You're taking the Chargers on this matchup. Okay.
Chargers.
Pablo, what's your thoughts on this game right here? Who do you think getting the W going into week 5?
This is a tough one. I think both of them are good users, and Chargers has winner of the sticks. So you can never sleep on someone that won a Super Bowl, in my opinion, ever. He's always a pretty top 10, top 15 user, I believe, in this league. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I mean, the Bengals are having some success, but I mean, I think it's coming on their defense because their offense has only scored 27 points to date. So I'm going to go with the Chargers on top of this one.
Okay. Bruce, what's your thoughts on this matchup? Who you got getting the W going in week 5?
I got the Chargers winning this one, man. I played Big Homie last week, handed him a half dozen donuts. He's still chewing on them. I think that his record is, and you touched on it last show, it had a lot to do with his schedule. No offense to the Broncos, because they're playing good ball right now. But, he played our other division mate who we mentioned to earlier. That's whatever game he participates in is the shit bowl, the Steelers, and put up some points against him. So that schedule's a little inflated. It's going to start getting tougher for him. And the Chargers have one of the best run games right now in the league. I think he's 4th in rushing yards per game with Eckler. And that Bengals secondary, man, is kind of weak. So he can pretty much do whatever he wants on them. But Big Homie's going to make it a game, I think. I think that he'll probably keep it within 2 possessions. But I think the Chargers take this.
Yeah, man, I agree with y'all, man. I'm definitely going with the Chargers in this matchup. He's ranked 4th in rushing yards per game, and the Bengals can't seem to stop the run game, but they're ranked at the bottom of the league. There's no brainer, no pick. I got the Chargers with y'all getting the W going into week 5. Next up, we got Himmeltop and Minnesota Vikings versus T-Pain and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I played Himmeltop last week, man, and that defense was flat out balling. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, though, actually is doing all right this year. They're sitting, I believe, actually in the playoff slot, which is surprising. But, what's your thoughts on this matchup right here? I'm going to go with you first. What's up, Pablo?
You said Bucks and who?
Bucks versus Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings. Man, this is a toss-up for me. I think this is 50-50. I think it could go either way. They're both tough opponents. They both have good defense. The Buccaneers has that, I don't know what you want to call them over there in Tampa, but those DBs he has, that rookie corner he drafted looks pretty solid. I think the Buccaneers edge it out by a field goal in a close defensive game. Maybe very few touchdowns scored.
Okay. Okay. Marigi, what's your thoughts on this matchup? Who think you're getting a W going in the week 5?
Like Pablo, I think I'm gonna go with the Bucks as well, just because they're 2-1, and I feel like they're feeling confident right now. And the Vikings are just 0-3, and I feel they're gonna continue on that slump. You know, just especially with Buccaneers' new, what's his name, the cornerback. His secondary is looking like what do you call them? Like the Seahawks 2.0. You know, they're fast, quick, can cover. I'd be scared to throw against that defense.
Okay. Bruce, what's your thoughts on this matchup? Who you think getting a W going in the week 5?
Yeah, I gotta go with the Vikings here, man. I watched the stream when UNM played, and he played pretty tough. That record is kind of misleading because he actually had his first game filmed. So, I think he's gonna give T-Pain all he wants. Don't think this one's going to be a blowout either. I think it'll be one of the closer games of the week, but I got the Vikings taking it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you on that, man. Not taking enough from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to need 2-1 record, but I think Hamilton is entering this matchup desperate. You know, he's sitting at 0-3, so he has to figure out how to get a W in this week 4 matchup. You know, I think he's going to come out and put it all on the line again and figure out how to protect his quarterback to lock him up the W going into week 5. So with my pick, I'm taking the Vikings getting the W. Next up, we got Skill Tree and the Buffalo Bills versus Tyreek and the Miami Dolphins. This is a no-brainer pick for me. You know, the Buffalo Bills seem to just be on a whole other different mission than any other team in the DML. I believe that this organization is already packed up for Madden 20. So with my pick, I'm going with Tyreek and the Miami Dolphins getting an easy W going into week 5. What's your thoughts on this matchup, Westside Pablo? Who you think getting a W going into week 5?
It's a quick pick for me also. I like the Finns in this one. Probably cover the spread 2 times. But, you know, maybe the Bills actually show up this time. But like you said, I think they're packed up, ready for Madden 20.
All right, Marigi, what's your thoughts on this game right here? Who you think getting a W going into week 5?
I'm definitely going to go with the Dolphins, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout just because Russell Wilson has been throwing more interceptions than touchdowns. And I don't know if it's the new scheme that they have in Miami or, you know, he's getting older, but something's not right with him. And I'm going to still go take with the Dolphins, but I just feel like it's going to be a close game.
All right, Bruce, what's your thoughts on this matchup? And who you think getting a W going into week 5?
It is, without being said, I ain't waste anybody's time or my breath. It's the Dolphins, man. It's the Dolphins going to slaughter this. Don't bet award winner is probably going to hold another one.
So we got the Dolphins all across the board getting a W going into week 5. Next up, we got King Vitamin and the Los Angeles Rams versus Sweets 99 and those San Francisco 49ers. Now, this right here is a big game, you know. This could easily have been the DML game of the week. You got the LA Rams and King Vitamin, who's back on track, looking like the old Vitamin that we've seen and we've grown accustomed to seeing in the past, versus Sweets, who pretty much has been owning this division since the very first season of this cycle. What's your thoughts on this matchup right here? I'm gonna go with you first, Marigi. What's your thoughts on this matchup?
I think it's going to be a good game. I'm going to go with the 49ers just because I just played him this week and he has a very, very tough defense. You know, you can't really run the ball against them, and his offense, the way he runs the ball, is, you know, I've never really seen anything like it. He sees holes that are not even there until you get there, and that's impressive in my eyes. But I mean, the Rams are hot right now. I just feel the 49ers have that consistency. So that consistency is going to keep them and get them W.
Okay. Westside Pablo, what's your thought on this matchup? Who do you think is getting the W going into week 5?
This is a tough one for me. But looking at the stats right now, points for and points against, I think I'd have to give the edge to the 49ers. Still respect to the Rams. Both teams are undefeated. But the Rams are giving up less points, so I think it could be a slugfest of somebody's better defense versus a really good offense. So see, I mean, I think I still give the 49ers that edge in this one. Just like Maurice said, the consistency. It looks like his offense is pretty dominant compared to the rest of the league. Pretty sure I think he's number one in scoring offense. So I mean that's going to be pretty hard to stop. He has a lot of weapons over there too. So I got 49ers in this one.
Okay. So what's your thoughts on this game, Bruce? Who you think getting the W going into Week 5?
Just like you said earlier, OG, maybe if, King Vitamin would have been more like the old Vitamin the past season or two, this would have been the game of the week. But from watching his streams, man, he's definitely back. He's in compete mode. He's ready to go. But I got to go with Sweets and the 49ers here. I think Nyheim Hines is second in the league in rushing. And I agree with what Maurice said. I watched that game. And Hines was just going off. It looked like the Colts had him bottled up, and he was just finding a way out of it. I think it's going to be close. I think Vitamin's real close to being able to make that next step. But I just think it's still a little too early, and I think the 49ers take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go the opposite direction, man. I think the way that this this LA Rams team right now is playing. And just to piggyback off the run game, yes, Sweet 99 is definitely a heck of a runner. But right now the Rams is sitting in the number one spot with only giving up 73 yards rushing on the defense side of the ball. So that front four right now is gelled together, and them dudes is playing in sync as one. And then he filled the hole, putting Patrick Peterson. I think he got him at either free safety or I believe playing the slot. That guy, man, it seems like his career has reconstructed out there in LA. So this Rams team right now, man, is just balling. Like, I think that this is the Vitamin that we have grown accustomed to seeing, and he's back. But this is a must-win game for him. You know, if he's back, this is a game right here to show that he's actually really back, taking on the guy that pretty much has been running the division since the first season in this cycle. But I'm going with the Rams in this matchup, man. So I'm the lone shark in this one. So Vitamin, hold it down, man. Prove him wrong. Next up, we got Chef Scuba and the Arizona Cardinals versus under 2 rated the Washington Redskins. Now, the Redskins, even though the record has not shown it, they have been putting, a little bit of hurting on a bunch of guys that have been balling up against them. Some dudes even nicknamed them the new no-fly zone. What's your thoughts on this matchup right here, man? I'm going to go with you first, Bruce, for this one. What's your thoughts on this Arizona Cardinals versus the Redskins matchup, and who you think getting the W going into Week 5?
I'm gonna go ahead and go with my division mate, the Redskins, because like you said, his record doesn't reflect the way he's been playing, and those DBs that he has. I mean, I'm still trying to cook up some for when I have to see him. So I think he's gonna get his first win. The Cardinals has a pretty good offense and a solid defense base, but I think the Redskins he's due for a win. So I'm going with the Redskins.
Okay, Maurizi, what's your thoughts on this matchup right here, man? Who you think getting a W going into Week 5?
I think it's actually gonna be the Cardinals, actually, just because if you look at the history, you can see that the Cardinals has actually consistency throughout all the seasons, has actually made some playoffs, and the Redskins are always, top 5, top 10, and picks. So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
In this matchup right here, man, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna go with the Redskins. The reason why I believe, like Westside Pablo, man, the way that this defense has been playing, up to this point, they're due for one. And I think how that secondary is playing, under 2 rated can come down and stack that box and force Chef Scooper to pass the ball, make him one-dimensional, on the offensive side of the ball. And that secondary, man, has been flat out balling. I watched him play last week against Addy, who is by far top 2 using the DML right now. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, he's top 1 in the DML right now. Let me correct myself on that. But it looked like Addy, watching his offense just torture anybody's defense, had to really actually think in that matchup, So I definitely think that the way that the Redskins defense has been playing up to this point, they're definitely due for one, and I got them getting the W going into week 5, man. They due for one. Next up, we got the Bucs and the Chicago Bears versus Kirk and those Green Bay Packers. This pretty much right here is another game to where as though you're facing your division mate that has been running the division since season 1 of this cycle. You have 2-win matchups like this, and this is a test right here for Kirk and those Packers. But what's your thoughts on this matchup right here? What's up, Pablo?
I think this one could go either way. I think the Packers have enough, but now that I remember, he's missing his running back, his star running back. So I think that's going to be enough to maybe kind of throw off his game plan. And I mean, Bus, I mean, he could do everything, right? I mean, he plays solid defense. He has dogs on that linebacking group right there. I mean, it's just really fast defense. DN's super quick. I think the Bears pull this one out.
Okay. Marizi, what's your thoughts on this matchup right here?
Actually, I'm gonna agree with Westside Pablo just because both defenses seem pretty balanced. You know, the Packers and the Bears, they kind of mirror one another. However, I feel the Packers' offensive line is going to be the key to the Bears' victory. I don't think they're going to be able to contain that D line. You know, coming in with Mack and Floyd. It's going to be too much for this O line. I'm going to take the Bears as well.
Yeah, and with this matchup, man, I'm definitely going to have to go with the Bears. And the reason why is because even though Kirk offense is still balling on another level, with them being without superstar running back Colbert, I don't think that O-line is enough to sit there and compete with a Khalil Mack or Leonard Floyd or even Raquan Smith, because he just got locked into a 5-year deal, so you know he's going to come out playing like a man on a mission. So I don't think that O-line can figure out a way how to protect Aaron Rodgers, you know. And Colbert will be missed in this matchup. I'm telling you that right now. He's going to be missed in this matchup because he is a guy that can take the pressure off of the quarterback. You know, he's a dude that flat out can come out, and if you stack 8 in the box, he still can get you 6 to 7 yards, you know. So I definitely think that Kirk is going to feel his presence being missed in this matchup right here, which, you know, this could determine who wins the division. So I'm going with the Bears in this matchup, getting a W going into week 5. Next up, we got Marizi, Indianapolis Colts versus Darkness and the Tennessee Titans. Now, DML, if y'all ain't know, y'all better tune in because the Tennessee Titans right now are currently sitting at the number 1 spot in the AFC. You know, this is a team that I have been saying it show after show after show. They have so much talent, but they seem to figure out how to get in their own way. You know, they're pretty much their own obstacle. And I'm taking it that Darkness has figured things out there in Tennessee, because right now he's sitting at 3-0 at the top of the AFC conference. And I know it's still early, but hey, he's undefeated. Marizi, I'm going to go to you on this one. You know, what's your thoughts on this matchup? You know, you're facing a undefeated Tennessee Titans team.
I think Titans is playing pretty good right now. I mean, his defense is great. His quarterback is playing pretty much lights out right now. The only thing is, I'm gonna take myself for the win, you know. But you know, I feel like the opponents he has faced, they all have losing records. So I'm not really threatened by that 3-0. Okay. So I'm gonna take myself for the win, of course.
Okay, Westside Pablo, I'm coming your way, man. He said that the Darkness and the Tennessee Titans, man, they running that top spot in the AFC. What's your thoughts, man, on this matchup? Who you think getting the W going into week 5?
I think it's gonna be a close one. I feel that even though the Colts only has 1 loss, I mean it's to a top user and a contender in the San Francisco 49ers. The Titans, I mean, he does have a nice record, 3-0, 75 points for, 20 against. I mean, he's giving up a little bit of points. So, I mean, it's going to be up to that Colts offense. I think the Colts pull it out in a close one. I think the Titans is due for a loss. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go the opposite direction from you guys, man. I think the you know, even though he has faced guys with losing records, man, it's a confidence boost, man. Just to be seeing that 3-0 mark, as your record. So I'm gonna put the chip on your shoulder, Marizi, man. I'm going with the Titans getting a W in this matchup, man. Going into week 5, so let's see what happens in that matchup. Let's see if the Titans can shock the world and start off 4-0. Next up, we got Bruce and the Baltimore Ravens versus my Cleveland Browns, which was voted in as the Dynasty Game of the Week. This matchup right here, man, is pretty much a must-win for both users because at the end of the day, I think that the division crown is either going to come through Cleveland or Baltimore, with the other two guys who, are the other two guys. But this is good. This is a good matchup. I was able last season to, take both games when we played. So I know Bruce is going to come out, with that chip on his shoulder, trying to figure out how to shut down Lamar Jackson, shut down John Ross. But I think that, my offense right now is not where they need to be at, but we home. We got that crowd rocking with us, and I think that I'm never going to put against myself. I think my guys going to get the W. What's your thoughts, Rizzi, on this matchup? And who you think getting the W going into week 5?
I think it's going to be a tough matchup, but, like the magazine cover I brought out, no one can catch Ross. He's just too fast. I mean, he traded away Tavon Young, so, he doesn't have that cornerback, to help him out other than Humphrey. His safeties are, in the 80 overall speed. So I don't think that they're going to be able to contain Ross. Ross is just going to go deep, and, Jackson's just going to lob it to him all day. I'm going to take the Browns on this. I'm going to take the Browns on this one.
Okay, Westside Pablo, coming your way, man. Who you think getting the W in this matchup going into week 5?
I think it's going to be a tough one. I feel like every time it's a division mate, it's going to be tough. You see each other a lot. They kind of know most of your playbook. They kind of recognize most of the things you like to do. But looking at the division, I mean, I think it's a must-win for both. I feel that the Browns do have a better offense, though. But the question is that defense going to be able to step up. I feel like the Ravens have been more consistent, but I think the Browns pull this one on top by a touchdown.
Okay, so we all across the board taking the Browns, man. Hopefully my guys come out and ball on another level. Next up, we got Expert and the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the new owner, Farquaad and the New York Jets. Now, Expert right now, he's in the slumps right now, starting off a little sluggish, not where he want to be at, but he's going up against a guy who, in my opinion, we don't know which user we're going to get. Now, we've seen this New York Jets team at the highest peak of football that you can pretty much put together. They balled out, making 2 back-to-back appearances, pretty much in the Super Bowl representing AFC. But what's your guys' thoughts on this matchup right here, man, with Expert going up against Farquaad? I'm going to go to you first, Westside Pablo. Who you think getting the W in this matchup?
I mean, this is an AFC Championship game possibility. It's a Monday night in New York. The Jets are 2-0. They're rocking. The defense is playing with, momentum week to week. The Jaguars, the defense is solid, real solid. The offense has been slumping. I think the Jaguars get this one in a close one. Maybe like 4 points, a possession game.
Okay. But Reezy, I'm going your way, man. What's your thoughts on this matchup right here?
Honestly, I think Expert's going to come out with the victory just because it's been a while since I've seen Farquaad play, and I really don't know what he's going to bring right now, but I know what Jags is going to bring, and he just picked off Russell Wilson for 5 interceptions in his last game. So, that defense is hot right now. They're looking to come back. They're not trying to go, 1-3. They're trying to go 2-2 right now. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the Jaguars.
I'm locked too, man. I'm locked with Expert and Jacksonville Jaguars. This right here is pretty much an OG versus OG game right here. And I know that Expert don't want to take that loss, Farquaad, just coming back into the league, and I'm thinking the expert want to bring him back into the league the right way. We've handed him not a W, but an L. So I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars, getting the W going into Week 5. Next up, we got JB Blazing and the Denver Broncos versus KP and the Kansas City Chiefs. Westside Pablo, what's your thoughts on this matchup right here? Who you think getting a W going into Week 5?
I think the Chiefs get this one. They have so much speed at receiver. They have so many weapons. The Broncos are playing nice football right now. The record shows it. But this is, like I said, another division game. This is going to be a tight one. Or it can be, a 2, maybe even 3 possession win. But I think the Chiefs pull this one out in like a 10-point win.
Okay. Marizi, what's your thoughts on this matchup? Who you think getting a W going in to Week 5?
I feel like the Broncos have a lot of firepower coming on. They got a good defense. Their cornerbacks are pretty fast, just they're not fast enough. Tyreek Hill has 98 speed, 97 speed.
Mm-hmm.
His cornerbacks, the moment they try to press him or, they try to run any cover 3 or anything, and I've played KP plenty of times, and I know he likes to go deep all the time, and he always likes the quick receivers, so I think those fast wide receivers are going to be too much for the Denver Broncos.
Man, I'm going with the upset pick of the week, man. I'm taking the Denver Broncos to get the W over the Kansas City Chiefs. The reason being is that front four is going to come out playing on a whole different level, getting pressure on Kaiser, the backup quarterback, who I don't think is going to be able to figure out how to get another W this week. So I'm taking the upset pick of the week. I'm taking the Denver Broncos, getting the W over the Chiefs. I'm your host, OG Chris Murray. Those were the golden picks for Week 4. I want to thank my co-host, Westside Pablo, for jumping on the show. I appreciate it. And other co-host, Marizi. We out.